In today's video, we're going to take a look at the top 9 largest flying birds in the world. There are over 10,000 species of birds in the world. Some, like the bumblebee hummingbird, are very small. Others, like common ostrich, do not fly. If you consider birds that fly, then these are the largest birds when you consider their wingspan. Number 9. The marabou stork. The marabou stork, sometimes called the undertaker bird, lives in wet and arid areas south of the Sahara Desert. This bird that typically lives near landfills weighs up to 17 pounds. This black bird looks like it's wearing white underpants, especially when viewed from the rear. There are isolated reports of birds with wingspans up to 13 feet. These birds reach sexual maturity when they are about 4 years old, and they mate for life. They are scavengers who can often live near human settlements. Number 8. The northern royal albatross. The northern royal albatross has a wingspan of 10 feet. This endangered bird lives on New Zealand's Chatham Islands, Tairoa Head, and South Island. While there is still reason for concern, the number of these birds is steadily increasing. This bird weighs about 16 pounds and does not mate until it's 8 years old. They feed on fish that are dead and dying near the surface of the water. These birds perform elaborate mating rituals on the water and in the air. They build large nests using plant materials on the shoreline. Both the male and female help to incubate eggs and raise the young. Number 7. The Andean condor. The Andean condor lives in the Andes Mountains. It is the national symbol of Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. This bird that weighs about 29 pounds is listed as vulnerable. Once this bird is airbound, it seldom flaps its wings, but soars through the air. This black bird with a bit of white on it can live to be 50 years old. It reaches sexual maturity at about 6 and mates for life. This scavenger bird is the only one to show sexual dimorphism. Males have a large red comb on the crest of their heads. They have no syrinx, so they cannot vocalize. When they are feeding near a vessel, you may hear them make clucking or hissing sounds. Number 6. The Antipodean albatross. The Antipodean albatross is a South Pacific endangered bird. While you can see it in many locations, all return to New Zealand's Auckland Islands, Antipodes Island, and Campbell Island to breed. This bird can weigh up to 19 pounds. It has an 11-foot wingspan. This bird only lays eggs every 2 years, with each returning to the area where it was born to lay its eggs. These birds do not become independent until they're about 250 days old and do not become sexually mature until they're 7 years old. Both males and females share responsibility for incubating the eggs and raising the young. Number 5. The Tristan albatross. The Tristan albatross lives in the South Atlantic Ocean. Its 11-foot wingspan helps it to forage over large territories. It breeds entirely on Go Island. Females feed east of the island, where you can see all the way to South Africa, while males forage west of the island, where you can see them all the way to South America. These critically endangered birds only breed every other year, and they mate for life. The adult birds return in November to the island. Females lay their eggs in open heath, where there is plenty of room to soar when taking off. Once hatched, chicks do not leave the nesting area until November. These birds do not become sexually mature until it's 10 years old. Number 4. The Dalmatian pelican. The Dalmatian pelican is a native of Mongolia, but lives in Russia. You can also find this species living in freshwater lakes and wet habitats near the Mediterranean coastline. This bird that has 12 feet wingspan is the largest member of the pelican family. It can weigh up to 33 pounds. Most of this pelican's diet is fish. This near-threatened species has a disheveled off-white appearance. It has one of the largest beaks of the pelican family. The beak is dull yellow most of the year, but it turns bright orange during the mating season. It flies in flocks with its neck held back like a heron. Number 3. The southern royal albatross. The southern royal albatross has a wingspan of 12 feet. It lives mainly in South American waters, but most return to sub-Antarctica Campbell Island when it's time to lay their eggs. To move from South America to Campbell Islands, they circumnavigate the globe. They eat a diet of fish caught from the water's surface or slightly below. Southern royal albatrosses usually breed for life, but some have split up. Females lay 1 to 2 eggs in November, which hatch in January. The male and female take turns caring for the youth until the following November. Number 2. Great white pelican. The great white pelican has a massive 12-foot wingspan. This bird lives in the swamps and shallow lakes from southeastern Europe through Asia and Africa. Males can weigh up to 33 pounds, while females weigh up to 20 pounds. Breeding takes place mainly in South Africa, but also can occur in Russia, Turkey, and northern Greece. This bird is a very social animal that feeds in groups of 6 to 8. The birds will form a circle around a school of fish and dip their beaks in unison. Then, when they lift their heads and the pouch of their beak forces out the water, leaving them with delicious mouthful of fish. Their diet, however, is not restricted to marine life. They also can be foragers who often eat chicks of other species. Number 1. The wandering albatross. The wandering albatross, with a maximum verified wingspan of 12.5 feet, narrowly beats out the great white pelican, on average by a few inches of wingspan. As one of the largest birds living, it has been the subject of numerous studies. As a result, researchers have completed an extensive list of facts about the species. Although the average wingspan of the wandering albatross is about 10 feet from wingtip to wingtip, unverified accounts report measurements up to 17 feet and 5 inches.